Well, for Santorum, I think the positive is that he comes away with a couple of victories in states where we would have expected him to do fairly well, given what's happened in the last couple of weeks. But that a month ago, we certainly wouldn't have expected him to win Tennessee, Oklahoma, for example. It probably would have thought that Gingrich or Romney even would have won in those places. And so whether or not we still want to refer to it as a Santorum surge or not, there's certainly some Santorum momentum that's continued. And so I think he can point to those, and that's beneficial for him. The downside is that he lost ground in the delegate race, and that's what ultimately really matters. That's a real positive for Romney. And the fact that he won the big contested state of the night in Ohio and was able to push back Santorum's surge in Ohio had a lot to do, I think, with his spending in the state and being able to run a lot of ads. But he certainly was able to put that in his corner, and he also won 5 other states, and that's beneficial. The downside for Romney is that we see the continued dissatisfaction of conservatives in the party with the potential Romney nomination. What you saw in the exit polls and what you saw in the results last night is that there are a lot of base GOP voters who simply don't want to settle for Romney. And as long as Santorum and Gingrich are around, they're going to continue to vote for them. Obviously, the delegate count is what ultimately matters. That's how the candidate wins the nomination. Romney's over 400 delegates now. Santorum is below 200, who's his closest competitor. And as the races go on and Romney continues to pick up delegates, even if he doesn't win every state going forward, it's going to be difficult. The math is just hard for the other candidates to catch him. I think that for the most part, the primary itself is not causing further divisions in the party. The divisions exist, and certainly Romney is taking criticism. But come November, he's going to make a strong attempt, and I think probably will be successful in rallying the base to his side. It's like if you give a child the option between a cookie and an apple, they're probably going to take the cookie. But if you give them a choice between an apple and broccoli, they're going to take the apple. So in the primary, voters would probably want exactly what they want, right? Conservative voters want a conservative. But when it comes to November and they're forced to choose between Obama and Romney, if that's the choice, I think most of them are going to go for Romney.